Who will own Minnesota Timberwolves and Lynx basketball teams after December 2023? Today, March 4, 2023 is our inaugural podcast for Sports Talk 202. I want to talk about my beloved Minnesota Timberwolves and the Minnesota Lynx today. What can we expect from Marc Lore, and what is the value of ownership in the NBA? The Genesis Company CEO Dan Bowling joins Dane Moore's NBA podcast to discuss what Timberwolves fans can expect from new governor Marc Lore. On The Tonight Show, Dane is managing his company, Genesis. Dan, his partner, Dan, who's joining Bowling, Minnesota, where the Timberwolves and Lynx fans are the new majority. Marc, his partner, what he's doing to the Roar. Discuss what to expect. Bowling had the opportunity to sit down with Lore prior to recording the episode to gain a better understanding of the background to Lore's business and to understand what Lore's vision for the organization might look like functionally. Lots of discussion about the business of basketball and the value of ownership in professional sports. It's a big pivot for some All-Star break listening, especially for those looking for reasons to get excited about the organization's new ownership. Topics include: background on why Dan was a Lore fan long before his name was mentioned as a potential buyer for the Timberwolves and Lynx. His Lore experience as one of the most successful entrepreneurs in recent American history. How does that inform us of how he will lead the Timberwolves and Lynx franchises to him at the level he's trying to disrupt the NBA and WNBA markets? What are the specific aspects? Will Lore's VCP Pro mantra, venture, capital, talent, lead the NBA's historically least successful franchise to success? If so, what would the change in organizational culture look like? Dan looks over each letter so that fans of the Wolf and Lynx can understand. How does Lore's attention to detail shine through in your game day experience as a Timberwolves and Lynx fan, whether in the arena or at home? Has Lore's influence already been felt, or Timberwolves and Lynx fans expect Lore and Alex Rodriguez to exercise their last option on Glen Taylor's contract to become dominant partners December 2023? Should I wait to enjoy the benefits? There have been talks that cast doubt on Lore and Rodriguez's ability to make final payments in December. Dan explains why this shouldn't be an issue and highlights Lore's historical track record of raising capital. Lynx Off-Season Update Volume 10, Shepherd and Carlton return, Mitchell shines, McBride out. As part of our Lynx Off-Season Update series, we provide weekly updates on Minnesota's Lynx players and their performances overseas. Mitchell Hansen at M_Hansen 13 February 21, 2023 8. The WNBA offseason ensued, and the Minnesota Lynx relatively quietly started its free agency, re-signing and re-signing several other players a few weeks later. As the rest of the roster fills, the 4 players already on the roster continue to play in Turkey, Italy, Spain, and Australia for the 2023 W season. Kayla McBride, Jessica Shepard, Bridget Carlton, and newcomer Tiffany Mitchell are spending the off-season abroad and working on the game before his 2023 W season begins. A few weeks ago, we showcased how Kayla McBride, Jessica Shepard, and Bridget Carlton fared overseas in the 9th installment of his off-season update to Lynx. The trio didn't speak at all during his first week in February, but Shepard and Carlton returned to action last week while McBride was away in Turkey. New in this edition of the Lynx off-season update is Mitchell. Mitchell continued to build a great off-season in Australia. Let's take a look at how the Lynx fared in Season 10 of our off-season update abroad.